Hey, welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to the channel, I like to go deep within my readings, which means that I also like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes along with everything else within your experiences. Now, also, if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. Okay, that's down in the bottom. You'll find my other YouTube channels. You'll find my website channel. You'll find Patreon. So if you're interested in a shadow healing, any type of shadow healing coaching, I have a phenomenal coaching program for just $7.99 a month. You learn inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma, which means we do breath work, we do tapping, and we do a bunch more healing modalities to help you recondition. Why? Because your body is your mind's faithful servant. So when you have trauma, that trauma really isn't transmuted, meaning you haven't taken the negative energy stored up from all the years you've been living out of balance, and you're not putting that energy towards anything, transmuting it into positive energy. See, when we go through karmic experiences, we have to first learn, and that takes awareness. And then we have to integrate the spiritual lesson. That means do something different. And then we need to take that energy, but when we're doing something different, and transmute it into something positive. It's all about being able to see yourself differently. Otherwise, you haven't fully learned to heal. Okay. From your imbalance, right? So people think that they've healed because they have awareness, but they haven't, because they haven't done the full process of healing. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you have to be open to getting a shadow reading. You need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. That is the first word on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. So let's jump right on in today, Gemini, and see what is going on between you and your person. What they think. Negativity. So that's what's influencing your person right now. Negative. And so person really couldn't be influenced unless they perceived certain things about themselves and about the situation. So I'm feeling like your person looks back on all their relationships and they see they never work out. Love doesn't last. Love isn't real. And they're around someone that continually tells them that, continues to laugh at them over their feelings, continues to belittle this person, continues to make fun of them in the aspect that they have feelings for you, but you're not doing anything. They've explained this to this frenemy, and this frenemy just is around them, telling them all the time, love is not real, love is not real. You have money, you have money, you can have success, you don't need this person. So what's influencing your person is really their own negativity, because no one should be able to persuade someone. If they really love someone, they need to, again, do what's best for them. So like I said, between this person that's around them and then them. But I also believe that the person that's around them knows your person very well and knows every button to push, throws every scare tactic in its way. But what's happening now is, like I said, this person isn't doing anything. You're in a Mexican standstill. They're waiting for you. They want you to reach out to them. If you would reach out to them, it would put their mind at ease. And that's what this person has told them, said that you need to wait for this person to come to you. You don't go to them. So what they're seeing is so much time has gone by, and they're like, I still have feelings. I still have feelings. And if anything, I don't have feelings for you. So I don't know whether this was a karmic person that your friend dated, your person dated at one time, or whether it was just a friend that has an interest in your person, but someone's feeding this person trash. And again, they don't have a good self-esteem. They base everything on their past experiences, and this person that's close to them knows. So like I said, when they were with you, however, I feel like your person's starting to feel guilty. And that's really what it is. So much time has passed, and they also feel guilty that they haven't reached out, and they know that a lot of things must have gone on in your life. Now, I feel like this person's been out of your life for like at least 6 to 7 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. It's been a long time that they really haven't been around your energy. And like I said, well, when they were with you, they acted insecure too, but they didn't act insecure. If anything, they acted self-righteous. They wore a mask. They acted like they didn't care, but you knew that they were insecure. And really, the reason why what's holding them to their situation now is that they're insecure of losing whatever little they have left. And I think that that's how this karmic person is like manipulating your person. So like I said, I don't know whether this is a friend. I don't know whether this is a past lover. I don't know whether it's a family member that just is crossing boundaries, is almost acting like a wife, almost acting like someone that they've dated. But it's someone that knows your person very well, and it's again, they're picking at this person's wounds. And so your person's not really able to focus on you and what's going on in your life, and they know that they haven't. And like I said, now they're starting to feel a little guilty. Now they're questioning themselves, saying, why do I still feel bad? Again, this is an attachment. So like I said, that karmic person is like, oh no. It's like they see that I think that they're a meal ticket, or that there's something that they're going to lose. So this is definitely a karmic person that your person at one time dated, but is acting as if they're still with them. And so there again, this attachment there. And so your person doesn't feel comfortable in a comfortable, safe relationship unless they form another attachment. And I feel like you're on a high vibration, so you're not giving this person anything. And it's been a long time. Any chance this person had to come back and fix it, they procrastinated. Their own negative behavior held them back. So I feel like this person always thought that you were going to come back to them, and they were also told bad advice, and they took that advice, never looking on how they treated you. And so now this situation is compounded, where this person is like, I don't even know if I can come back. It's been so long. And then, if I wasn't with you, where was I? I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions that I don't know if I'm ready to really answer. So this person is selfish. And the person that's attached to them knows that they're selfish. I feel like the person, this attachment is really what's ruling the roost. Is really what's driving the bus. Your person isn't even driving the bus. And that person is like, you owe me your life. Almost, you owe me your life. Yeah, we might not be together, but you ain't going anywhere. You're not going on and having a better life. You're not going on and meeting someone else. I'm not losing any more than what I've already lost. Because when we were together, I had the whole shebang and shebang. Now I only have a part of it, and I'm not losing that. You're not going on. So again, and your person is kind of stupid, because that's the energy that they're used to. That's the energy that they know. That's the energy that they need for you to persuade to them, in order for them to be persuaded away from this karmic. And this karmic knows it, because they held this position for a long time. It's not like your person didn't want to move on. They've been guilted, they've been manipulated. And now, for the very first time, the karmic's nervous, because it's like, why are you still holding on to this person? It hasn't been a short amount of time. It's again, because then, and why don't you move forward then? Again, because they're told that they need to be like perfect. They should have enough money. They should have enough in order to be able to take you out, especially now that they've waited so long to come back into your life. they feel as if they should be coming back and really be giving everything. But what I see is that that karmic is never going to allow that to happen. Yeah, and so you're, as long as your person feels inadequate, they're never really going to move forward. There's a part of your person that holds back information, that, you know, is avoidant. And I feel like that's the problem. They were avoidant in their past relationship. They are someone that never emotionally gave to this karmic, and that caused a lot of problems. So the karmic is watching your person be head over heels for someone else. And the karmic has pulled out every stop in the book to try and trip your person up. And nothing's working, because again, there is real unconditional love that your person has for you. And this is making that karmic seethe with jealousy, like they are so angry, because they're like, by now I usually get you to like come back to me, or persuade you that your life is good, that you don't need to go anywhere else, and you're fighting me. And it's been a long time, and I've pulled out every stop in the book. I've even brought in other people. I believe that this karmic has started a smear campaign against your person. So they are being manipulated through just negativity, as we see. And when they were with you, this karmic was always there. This karmic was always there. They just weren't as threatened as they are now, because now you're not even in their life and they're still holding on to you. So that's what's flipping out this karmic. Where before it's like the karmic was like, you're not getting anything. So you're just another flavor. You're just the flavor of the month. This person will be back to me. They'll always be back to me. I always win. And what they're seeing is that they're not winning. So they're again doing everything because they also need to save face. They're like, oh no, you're not gonna like then show me up and then go on and live a happier ever after with someone else. I will destroy you. And that's what is actually preventing your person from moving forward. They're like, I don't want to lose anything. You know, but even though that they're apart from you, they still feel you. And again, I feel like when you were with them, they gaslighted a lot, because they would be their fault, but they would blame you. And that's because this karmic was there. And now, but what's the catalyst now is your person feels like you're going to leave them behind because they're not available. And that what they really, this situation is really making them look at is that their life isn't as together as it should be, and that they bury themselves in work to forget you. And again, that you came closer than anyone else, because they don't really think that they can fix it, but they do know that you were the best thing that happened in their life. So the thing is, as far as right now, this person feels like we need to let each other go, even because they want to be more than friends, and they know that you deserve a lot more than that. However, they're grateful for the spiritual lesson, because they're like, they've never experienced a connection like this before. They do wonder whether you're happy without them, you know, and they feel like you're such a good catch that they never really understood why you were like wanted to be with them to begin with. And they actually feel like maybe, you know, I thought that you were going to be devastated when we broke up. Really, I'm more devastated. And they're like, I think that maybe you met me in a time that you weren't ready to date. Maybe you just got out of a bad relationship. Maybe you couldn't date. There was many different scenarios, but they felt like maybe I was just a distraction from your pain. You know, this person, if they had their way, they would tell you how they feel. But they know I couldn't let you get close to me, because if you really knew who I was, you wouldn't like me. I hid who I really am from you. However, I do love you unconditionally, and I do look for you everywhere. And so that's why this person is still holding on to you energetically, but there's someone else there that's like, go ahead, motherfucker. I dare you. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you. That's at the point that these two are at, and that karmic holds power. I don't know how, if they're not together anymore. Maybe they have children together. Maybe they owned a house together, a business together. I don't know. But it's like this karmic isn't with your person and they're like, I don't care that I'm not with you, but you're not going to be with anyone else either. So you have to say, okay, great. Why did I attract this person into my life? Because clearly they're not strong enough to get up and take their own life. That's number one, meaning to go up and live their own life. I shouldn't say take their own life. That's number one. Number two, it's the fact that I feel like you being in their life, seeing they to see that they can have something else. So that's a spiritual lesson that they're grateful for. They're like, you know what? I'm not defective. This karmic has told me that there's something wrong with me the whole time. And I've believed that. But you know what? I know that it's not true because I have a connection to you and you on a spiritual level. And I never knew what spiritual was. And that's really what I feel like your person's like, I'm not a spiritual person, but I can't deny what I felt. And that's what's holding me on, and I can't really let go of it. However, I'll lose everything. The little bit that I have left, I will lose. And that's what the karmic feels too. The karmic's like, we have to stay together because whatever's left, we need to hold on to for our children, if we have children, for our legacy, for again, whatever thing that we started together, we're going to end together. Yeah, we might not be together on an emotional level, physical level, even spiritual level, but on a monetary level, on an ego-based level, what we're showing everybody in town and everyone that who knows us, that we are successful, that we have money, that we have, and I like the way that looks. That's how the karmic thinks. And I think your person likes that too, because they're like, if I leave, I'm not going to have anything. And then you're not going to like me because somehow this person's finances are wrapped up with that karmic is all that I know. Because that's why that karmic's like, go ahead, motherfucker, go ahead. I dare you. You'll lose it all. And so you have to say, okay, so why would I, again, be attracted, or why would this person come into my life? So we look at your inner child wounds and we say, well, you always had a good connection to source. This connection actually made you actually have an even better connection to source because it was very confusing. I feel like you're very intuitive, and that gift came from childhood, and that came from emotionally not getting from your mother or father, someone that was close, was a good person, someone that you felt like was warm, but they didn't know how to show their feelings. They weren't good with communicating. So your gift to source came from childhood, but this situation made you reflect back to those early childhood years where your dad or mom didn't give you that nurturing, but there was a lot of love there. And that, because what we see here is your person has love for you. They're weak. And that's what it was with that parent. They loved you, but they were weak. They couldn't stand up to the narcissistic parent, maybe. Again, we grow up in certain dynamics and you're not in that dynamic, but you're watching someone else live that dynamic. The karmic is in a connection with your person that emotionally is not intelligent because that karmic never got what they needed. And we see, even though they have feelings for you, they're still not emotionally intelligent. They're still easily manipulated. They're still not going after what they want. That's how you grew up. You grew up in that environment, and I believe you inherited trauma. But whether it was your father or your mother, it was one of them that didn't have any power, and they just became subservient. And they drank and they checked out in order to stay in the situation. And that's kind of what your person's doing. They don't want to be in the connection with this karmic. They're checked out. The karmic doesn't give a shit. The same as your parent didn't give a shit. Whether they were happy or not, you're still going to stay here and you're still going to pay the bills and you're still going to make it look a certain way. Otherwise, I'll destroy you. So you're watching this again, and this is a spiritual lesson that I believe, like you're seeing, you're learning. Oppression, watching, again, that parent keeping down. And I feel like that's your fear too. And there's a part of you that's like, that that you're actually having this awareness, like, yeah, the karmic is doing that. And it's not right. And that parent did do that. However, why does everyone feel the need to oppress? And that's because the karmic never felt safe. And so what Spirit's saying is, do you think that that would just happen to the karmic? Or do you think that that would also happen to you, that that's a pattern? It's like, do you think that your mother or father wanted to be like that to that narcissistic parent that just only cared about themselves, that emotionally didn't care? I mean, the karmic is mad for a reason. We have to look at that. And a lot of times we want to blame the karmic. It's like, listen, the only blame that I see here is that this person is trying to make a situation that ended a long time ago still work for what they want it to look like, the facade. But they're angry because they feel like it should have worked. They gave 110% of myself. But that person grew up never emotionally getting what they needed. So they got breadcrumbs the entire time in this marriage. They just didn't, or this connection. They just never noticed that they were getting breadcrumbs in the beginning, because growing up with a narcissistic parent, you don't get anything. And I believe that you also were brought up by that narcissistic parent. The only difference is you're healed. So you're watching. You didn't have to go through this experience. You don't need to learn it. You already learned it. However, Spirit says, let's just to make sure, because there really is a strong spiritual bond between you and this person, but let's get up close. Let's really look and see, is it the karmic, or is it the dynamic between the karmic and your person? Understand, is the dynamic between them two. However, that's a pattern that your person has, that they're avoidant. They never gave to the karmic. They never gave emotionally. So that karmic learned, okay, you're not going to be with me that way, but I like the way that it looks. So I'm going to make sure that I take from every other place, since you're not giving me emotionally. And then I'm just going to be able to kind of live and make pretend land, saying that you really do care about me, because look at everything that I have with you. And you're not going to leave me, because you're not going to want to lose your stuff. And so your person was stupid. They went along with this charade for quite a long time, never really realizing that they were being oppressed. And so for you, like I said, you grew up in that environment. You watched the whole thing. And so what you know is that this person, you would also have to be like that. And in that, that would take your focus off what you're doing, because what you do know is when you witnessed it, your mom or your dad didn't have much of a life because of that. And this karmic certainly doesn't have a life if that's where they're spending their time. You know, no one's happy in any of those situations. That's staying in a low vibration, a very negative vibration, staying in a victim state consciousness, which is what your parent stayed in by allowing someone to oppress them, and what your person is allowing. It's like they're choosing. And it's again, gifts. And you found your gifts during this time. This person didn't give you anything. However, what you found was the time to pour into yourself, and you found your gifts. And I feel like you worked on your job. I feel as if some of you got a puppy. I feel like some of you like went out and you did things with the time to give yourself the love and give yourself the nurturing to make sure that your vibration was high. And that's what you needed to do in childhood too. It's again, you listen to source, you listen to the divine inside, and you were guided. And that's what you did here too. I just feel as if you didn't need to go through this karmic situation. However, because it did affect you on such a deep, profound level, you did have to witness it, and to someone that you loved, because maybe you didn't understand, why didn't my father show up for me? Why did my mother stay in that type of relationship? Why did they stay together? Well, you got to see it through a different perception, through this couple, and not your parents, which allows you to forgive a lot easier, because you're like, oh, I see where it's like you're putting yourself in your dad's shoes or your mom's shoes, the one that didn't have any power, that felt victimized, that didn't feel that they could go after what they wanted, that they felt like they had to be stuck with that karmic. That's why you had to witness it. And so during that time, it's not like it was a waste. Like you said, you got a better connection to source, you found your gifts. Again, your own intuition had to be one of them to actually put the pieces of the puzzle together to see it. And then also, your own gifts, like you put your time into your job, you put your job into your hobbies, you put your job into the community, you put your time, I should say, not your job, you put your time into the community, time into your job, you put your time into other areas that grew you. And that's where you found your gifts, because this person wasn't giving you shit because they can't, they're stuck. And so we leave this on where God says, the divine fruit. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundation. My intellect is light, my heart is warm, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. So I feel like, again, the divine fruit is where you found your gifts. But this is, again, this situation helped you to improve yourself, really, because you saw trauma that wasn't 100% healed. What am I trying to say? I can't get the words out. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. What I'm trying to say is it was healing, even though it wasn't like, oh, I went through the situation and it killed me. It wasn't your situation, but you had problems forgiving the parent that didn't leave. You couldn't put yourself in that person's perception. You didn't understand why they weren't giving you love, why they weren't giving you nurturing because of someone else. Now you got put in the situation, you got to see it again. And that's what Spirit says, but you handled it differently. You weren't saying, oh, because you're not giving to me, I don't feel supported. Let me cry in the corner. Let me not try. Let me be so traumatized. Where as a child, would be a response. That's not what you did. Here you said, let me pour the energy into myself. Let me get a better connection to God, to source. And I found my gifts. I found the divine fruit that's within inside of me, and that this situation had nothing to do with me. You not emotionally being able to show up for me when I was a child had nothing to do with me. You, who is connected to that karmic, not being able to give to me has nothing to do with me. That's your dysfunction. And because of that, I can forgive you and I can let it go. And that's why Spirit said that this situation happened. All right, Gemini, you let me know how you resonated with this one. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.